you record all your stuff at home, don't you?
I do, yeah.
Right.
It's easy.
Well,
Well, okay, sorry.
I know you say that. I I have an emotional problem, psychological, that when I
That's not unique. I have the same. I've just been doing this for 20 years,
okay.
25 years. And
Right.
I realized early on what you said. It's the mindset of playing music and creating music is 180 degrees away from recording music and the technological side. Sorry.
Yes.
It's so different. And if you do both, it's always compromise. So I've
Yeah.
set up my stuff in a way that I have to think as little as possible about the technology. And I've practiced this so much that it's like I can be 90% musician and 10% technician now because everything is done. And then afterwards for the mix, I can still be 100% technician. That's okay.
You got a good mix of wiring in your head then. Because for me, I haven't had the practice, but for the times I have tried to do something, even pushing record on my phone, to get a video, it changes everything. It kind
Yeah.
of freaks me out, just the pushing. If it's very, it's got to be common. It's got to be, but it's something you work through. Because when I'm just playing for somebody, it's a completely different thing,
Mhm.
And well, just do what you're doing right now. I'm like, I can't. There's got to be at least one person sitting here bullshitting with, and there's got to be somebody in a room somewhere videotaping that you don't even know about, or I don't even know about. That's where I'm
Yeah.
at these days. Got to get past that. I think you got to figure out what the hell you got to get past that in life. And I got to get past that because it's limiting.
Yeah, it is.
So limiting. What were you gonna say?
So one technique I read about is to imagine that the film is one specific person. Don't think about, well, this is going to be seen by 1,000 anonymous types. It's just, okay, I'm having this person in mind, I'm playing to her or to him or whatever. Maybe that works. I've never tried this with a phone. For me, it's like it's all production. I can change everything afterwards. But yesterday, I did an interview with a friend, and we've been talking a lot on Zoom. And I told him, listen, we're going to do this series of little chats. We're going to record them and put them online. Same thing we're doing right now. And I hit record 20 minutes in. I said, okay, listen, let's record this now. We're both used to being recorded.
Right.
I've done this for 20 years. And we changed. I started asking in a different way because I was kind of doing it for an audience. It was stupid. And then we stopped the recording. And then we started to talk about really interesting stuff I would have liked to record. That's why I said today I'm just going to start recording, and then we forget that we are recording, and then we just cut.
So you talked to this guy, you guys have recorded stuff before, and after 20 minutes of talking, you pushed record and it changes things.
Yep.
That's a trip. It's good to know, but that's a trip. You think like musicians, like even musicians as a whole, wouldn't have that dichotomy. Some people like it wouldn't matter a bit, whether they're playing in their house alone, they're playing in front of 200 people, or they're recording something. Imagine some people are wired that it would make no freaking difference at all. To me, the same thing, not talking though. Talking doesn't faze me at all. It's playing music and performing like that.
Yeah.
And with the recording, it changes it. I don't know why.
If you say, but
I know why. Just clicked on me.
Tell me.
This is a thoughtful pause because I'm going to expose my vulnerability. It's it's a psychological thing about not doing it right or making mistakes. Music is different than talking, because I could talk and I could bullshit, and I've been talking to people since I was whenever I learned to speak.
Hmm.
But playing that song, probably something rooted in grade school where you have to practice this and play it correctly. Where if I'm just playing, I hit wrong notes and I literally laugh out loud with people around too. I don't just play it. But when it's recorded, it feels like I'm in front of like my grade school teacher not doing it
Yeah.
right. And it brings up this, you got to do it perfect. And perfect isn't just playing and having fun. Perfect is, that level of recorded thing you would hear on the radio.
Hmm.
And very few people play like that, what you hear on the radio.
Yeah.
That's not realistic at all. So I think if I could delve into that mentally, I think that's what happens to me. Or subconsciously, not conscious thinking, but subconsciously.
What happens if someone is in the room with you and he records you? Same
I don't
thing?
know.
Oh.
No. Let me think. A woman I was seeing a little while ago, she would record me, and I could actually perform for her. It was like putting on a fun show, a comedy fest almost type of thing, and emotional. So that works when she's doing that, but it's like the right person because it's the level of interaction, not a stranger. Do you know what I mean? Even like you could have friends and they're like, "Oh, you play guitar, play us something." And you're like, "Okay, I'm gonna play the song." You start playing Girls Got Gas, and they're like, somebody's gonna get it. And the other people are like, "What the hell are you talking about? Play a real song." Well, I've had people say that. Is that a real song? They're like, "Yeah, I wrote it 2 years ago. I've been practicing it and I got this introduction. I love it." But they go like, "Well, it's not a real song. I haven't heard it on the radio." And you're like, "What the fuck is the matter with you? Go buy a guitar and lock yourself in the room for 5 years like Slash." Right? So yeah, I guess if there's the right person recording, it's kind of funny.